It's time to celebrate everything Megadeth. It's November 2025, and as most of you probably know, Megadeth is coming in for a landing. Their career is about to come to a close. They're coming out with their last album. I really want to just say how amazing Megadeth has been throughout the years. One of my favorite bands, without question. The metal community owes so much to Dave Mustaine. With that said, I want to take a look at Tipping Point, which is the first single off their last album of all time. And I just want to kind of listen to it, react to it, maybe throw in a little bit of music theory here and there. Let's check it out. Pretty standard sounding intro. Nice bass thump. All right, so wow, right off the bat, what an intro. We start off with a very simple repetitive riff on guitar. It's then brought in to the second section where you now have a second guitar playing with the bass and the drums, and then it cracks into this amazing shred solo, and I'm not sure, it's Dave playing the solo. Dave Mustaine plays that first solo, the very fast 16th note hammer pull, very quick technical solo, reminiscent of the old days. Like, that's the first thing I think when I hear that solo, is that not only in production but also in content, that solo reminds me of the 80s and 90s, which is absolutely amazing. It's what I want. I don't want them to go out with a new sound. I want them to kind of bring back their old sound. Classic stabs. All right, standard fare, right? I should note that we're in D standard for this, so it's kind of like E standard but down a whole step, so it's a little heavier just naturally because of that. I'm going to refer to everything as being an E standard just so the person that knows the least about music theory can relate. So basically what you heard there in that section was a lot of open E. There was an E power chord, a lot of chugging E, and then a descending chromatic line from G to F sharp to F to E, which is standard for Megadeth to do a lot of chromaticism. And then of course it jumps into that really cool pre-verse little crash stab section right here. F, G, A, C, F, back to the E. Typical stuff, right? Typical thrash. But it sounds good. It sounds fresh. Here's the chorus. For the chorus, we move up a fourth from that original position in E. We move up a fourth to A, and then we're kind of basing everything off A. We have some A's, we have some C's, and some E's, and even some F's. The F's kind of imply, now if we're looking at it, this is what can be so confusing about metal, is that the guys, they don't really, let's face it, they don't really have like a true grasp on traditional music theory. So in the case of this, are we still in E, just moved up to the fourth degree and basing it off of there? Or have we considered this a shift in tonality to the key of A? And there's really nothing traditional about this. So it's up to the listener to decide. But really cool intervals. A lot of power chord stuff, a lot of chuggy stuff. I'm not covering the vocals in this specific video, but I do like the chorus where he says tipping point. It reminds me his vocal style, like the literal sound of his voice and the way he says tipping point, it reminds me of the song Breakpoint. But I also really like this section that precedes the solo section. There's this very fast arpeggiated, and again, it reminds me of like the early Megadeth, like the first album, second album. Everything they did back then was fast and thrashy, and a lot of arpeggio. So let's check that out right here. And we're right back into the next solo. I mean, so all in all, this song, really good. I mean, you know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't listened to the last, like, 2 or 3 Megadeth albums, not because I'm not a fan, but just because, like, the few things I heard off of it, it just didn't grab me. And I listened to the old stuff. Anything from their first album through, like, 2010, I've been a really big fan of. But everything in the 2010s to now has kind of been a little, I don't know how to describe it. It's just not very satisfying. But this grabs me. So I have a lot of faith in this new album, which is also their last album. So I'm hoping Dave has really put a lot of thought into this. Leave in the comments below what you guys think. Will this album exceed the last handful, or will it be just another drab, mundane, post-2010s Megadeth album? Either way, Megadeth is coming to a close. It's sad, but it's exciting. It's a time to look back and praise the band for everything they've done, everything they've brought to metal. So with that said, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.